guys, starting the vlog on the phone because my last vlog is still exporting and I really just wanted to get to talking to y'all. So my Black Friday package from Bath and Body Works finally got here. It's 11 days. It's 11 days till Christmas Day, but I do the majority of my stuff on Christmas Eve. So it's like 10 days to Christmas for me. And I have 2 Christmas candles I need to get through. But I got the fuzzy socks. So I did not know they did these online because I used to get these when I would do, you know, like the Black Friday shopping, all of that back in the day. I think that was actually like my first video on this channel. It's a Gray Saturday haul with my friend Taylor. And we would get these every year, like we would get the fuzzy socks from Bath and Body Works. So I didn't know they even still did them, but they do, and they do have them online. So I got these little gingerbread ones, and they do have like, I don't know what the scent is, but they are infused with essential or shea infused lounge socks. So they even smell nice, and they're socks, like you can't go wrong with that. Then I got the Twas the Night Before Christmas candle. I wanted to go with one like a sweet like scent and then a tree scent, which I will show y'all. So this one does have the tree on it, even if it's not the tree scent. So yeah, this smells like cookies. And a lot of people have been having problems where the candle is falling out. Mine is very close to that, but I think obviously once I do light it and it melts some, then that won't be an issue. And obviously like what would, I don't understand, but okay. So let me tell y'all the little notes. So Santa's fresh baked cookies, a warm mug of milk with dashes of cinnamon and nutmeg with natural essential oils. So obviously love that. And this, so I think it was buy 3 of anything, get 3 of any, or buy 2, get 2 free, something like that, because I did get gifts for other people, but I'm not going to show that here because they're gifts and I already put them under the tree. So then the next candle that I got is Fresh Balsam. So this is obviously a tree scent. It even has a little kitty right there on it. And look at that top there. So obviously it smells like trees, like Christmas trees, like pine trees. So this one doesn't have the issue where it's like falling. It seems to be the white candles that are doing that. I'm not sure if they're all the same scent or what, but the notes on this one are woodland balsam, crisp eucalyptus, yeah, you can really smell that, fir branches, cedar wood with natural essential oils. So I did want to show y'all the candles that I got for Black Friday because I think Bath and Body Works is a Black Friday essential and I just really want to burn them, so I wanted to show them to y'all first. Okay guys, let me show y'all what I got at Target this week. I got like 2 random things because I got stuck on an aisle and you know, things happen. So we know I've been like in a bad place mentally, like with anxiety. So I saw these. Now I am skeptical about this. Like I don't really think it'll work, but this is Relax Quantity 4 patches, time to unwind and decompress. This patch is complete with ashwagandha, passion flower, and other key ingredients. So peel and place 1 patch on the inside of your wrist. A statement to do. There are little patches and apparently it will help me chill out because I have not been chill, like hearing things, and it's bad. Then I did get beauty wipe or makeup remover wipes. They didn't have the Neutrogena ones I usually get, so I got this brand, which is this a Celebrities brand? I don't remember, but just Honest. Yeah, that's just the one that came up first on the app. Then they did have these little birds, the snowflake birds, and then the reindeer birds. So this is one that can obviously stay up all winter. Its name is Fractal. So we got him. And then at Hickory Farms, they said on the app they didn't have the turkey, but they did. I love the turkey. It's my favorite one. But since on my list, I did have one of the other ones as well. So I got the Farmhouse Summer Sausage made with beef and pork. And then again, as I told you, I got stuck on an aisle. So I see ads for this on YouTube quite a bit. So this is Miss Meyer's Clean Day. So I don't know if this is like an all natural. I see it's cruelty free. It's a bio-based product. and it's just a multi-surface everyday cleaner. I personally get like really nauseous at the smell of bleach and a lot of kind of cleaners, but I mean, I still use them because that's all that I knew about. So this one is scented with a rose scent, and it is, as I said, cruelty-free and all this, so maybe this one will work better for me and not make me sick. And yeah, it's plant-derived cleaning ingredients with essential oils, so I will have to try this out. I have not cleaned at all this month because, again, I've been in a bad spot mentally. And then I got my caffeine for the week. We know they haven't been having the Pepsi lately, so I'm really glad they did, because I do need a boost today because I need to get to reading. We are going to be continuing the Lincoln Highway today. I don't know if we're going to finish. I'm going to say no, but that's what I'm about to get into after I change into my comfy pajama clothes. Look at this, everybody. We are having our first flip on the camera. So I'm watching this webcam of downtown, which was in last week's vlog, because my dad was like, you might see me on here. And oh, the dog just jumped on my computer and then fell. Penny, that was a really bad place to jump. You can jump right here though, behind the computer. Okay, I'll have to help her in a minute. I don't know why she decided to jump right time I start recording. But we are watching this. I haven't read yet because we did have to go to Target earlier today, and literally there were so many people there, and I'm like, why aren't y'all at school? But I guess it's kids who like exempted their exams, all the smart kids, and kids that still had days left, because we know I never had days left because chronic illness and mental illness is a thing. But we went there, so we went earlier, so I haven't read yet, so we're gonna read once my dad makes his appearance on this stream. He's going to a Christmas party, and all of that, but yeah, then we'll read after that with the audiobook. And let's see what speed of the audiobook. We're gonna be starting at, yeah, I don't know what this phone's gonna open up to, so let me get it on here. Audible. Okay. I do all my audiobooks through Audible because my library card is very old and does not have the info that you need to do the audiobooks or whatever. So yeah, we're going to be starting it at 2.3 speed right here. Y'all might hear the soccer game in the back. So with this, we have 3 hours and 28 minutes left. So like, I definitely could finish it. Who knows? But I don't want to like make any promises being like, I am finishing this book, because we are only at... what percent are we at? 51%. So that'd be like reading half the book, which I don't think is doable to do in 3 hours, even at that, because I'm constantly changing the audiobook speed throughout the whole time reading it. But I did want to just give you all that update. So we will be starting on page 295 today. Okay, he should be coming up any minute now. Let's see, he said he's at the light, which is back there. And Penny did get up here. I helped her up. Okay. We had to look at all the people. So he should be coming from this way. Or I think. I don't know. That could be him right there. No, that's not. Imagine if the camera changed right time he got there, like. Okay, he parked in the parking lot behind these buildings. Okay, he said he's gonna get out, so he's probably gonna be walking down this way. That's not him. That's not Santa Claus, but the walkway, I don't remember if it's right here or right there, but this is about to be funny, guys. He wants me to take his picture of when he's on the stream, which just is like a minute behind, so you never know. There's the police. He's gonna get arrested. Because that's the police station, and then the news station, which is where the camera is like right beside it. We have more police. Santa Claus, where are you? Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so funny, y'all. Like, we have the phone camera ready and all of this. All these people out here, they're gonna see Santa Claus. But yeah, on the Find My, like, where your people are, we are watching them. Like, we're just taking forever here. Oh, that's not him. I also have a headache, which is nice, you know? No, I've had it since last night. I took one Tylenol, so I'm definitely gonna have to take more because that did pretty much nothing. Okay, the street is like empty, it's calm. It's like Santa Claus, this is your time. The sleigh bells ringling, you know that. What if he's like waiting for me to reply to his text saying he was gonna walk down the street? So I will reply right now, just saying okay, like, because this has been 3 minutes, so I will come back in a moment. Guys, is that him right there? Is it him? Oh my gosh, I think it is. I think that it is. Oh my god. There he is! There he is! Oh my gosh, this is so funny. So right there, guys. Oh my gosh. There he is. Oh my gosh, this is iconic. Why'd he turn around? Oh, he dropped his hat. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is so funny. There he goes. Oh my gosh, that was too funny. We love that. Okay, way off, not really off topic, but for Duchess in this, like, if they made a movie or a show, I think Dacre Montgomery should play him. I think that's who I thought Dacre Montgomery should play, because I was thinking this yesterday and then I didn't tell y'all, but we're casting all Australians for this apparently, because I think Jacob Elordi should play Emmett. We don't have one for Wally yet, or Wooly, however you say his name. We don't have a casting for him yet, but I will be thinking, and chances are he'll be Australian. There he goes, leaving his party on a beautiful festive night. He looks so sad. It looks like his belt broke and he doesn't have a Santa hat anymore. There he goes, so sad. Look how festive it all looks. We are gonna go down here at nighttime sometime. I don't know, it'll probably be this week or next, but I do want to go down here and see all these lights for y'all, and then obviously like the store and restaurant fronts, because they did have a contest and I would like to show y'all how nice these businesses, all small businesses, did their windows. There goes Santa. So sad. So I need to get my reading in before he gets home, because I won't be able to read. I'm sure he's gonna have a lot of stories about being Santa Claus. Yeah. Alright, shall I update y'all on my reading? So I read 91 pages in here, getting me to 67%, and I totally forgot to tell y'all what this is about since this is a new vlog and you might have not watched the last one. So we have our main character, in quotes, Emmett, who has just gotten out of like a work farm. It wasn't really a prison, but like, you know, it was for involuntary manslaughter. So he's just getting out of there and he gets dropped off back at his home, and turns out that two of his friends from prison were in the trunk of the car and escaped prison. And so he is having to get them. They are wanting to go back to New York because that's where they're from. And then Emmett and his younger brother Billy are wanting to go to San Francisco because that is where their mother is, and they haven't seen their mother in like 8 years. I think it was something like that. And so it's just going about the Lincoln Highway, because the Lincoln Highway connects New York City with San Francisco. It's Interstate 80, I think. And this is following the story of those two journeys. Now, my thoughts. The characters are... I'm bored with them. I'm not connected with them. I thought this was going to be a character-driven story. And because usually longer books I feel like are character-driven when short books are plot-driven. And I honestly wouldn't even say this is character-driven. I'm not connected with them. I don't hate them. Atmosphere is where I think this really flies. I feel like this is just the perfect picture of 1950s America, and that it just paints that image so well. The writing is good. I like the writing. The plot is fine. But again, I don't really care about the plot because I'm not connected with the characters. But as I said, I do think the atmosphere is where this really flies, is it paints a picture of the 1950s in middle America mainly perfectly, and it just gives off like the Americana vibe. But I have heard a lot of people say this is the worst book out of this author's like big three. I don't know if he's only written 3 books or it's 3 very popular ones. And the other books are on my TBR, so hopefully I do enjoy them more than this one. So this is like a 2-star for me, which means it's not for me, but I do think if I read this at a different time, I might enjoy it more when I'm older or something. But there's my update for that. Hey guys, so it is exactly 9 o'clock, so time for the 9 o'clock reading hour. So I'm going to be picking up Booth. Now let me tell y'all what this is about, why I'm picking it up, and why I'm reading The Lincoln Highway is because it was nominated for the Book of the Year award at Book of the Month. Now this one, Booth, I'm reading because it was longlisted for the Booker Prize this year, but I don't think it made it to the short list. But I am absolutely loving this book. So this book is all about the Booth family. They were, the father, an actor, a like Shakespearean actor, the mother, she was just like a woman of her time, the 1800s, you know, being like the housewife, having 10 kids, that kind of thing. And then we go and see each of the siblings. So first we have Rosalie, who she's really the one parenting the kids because her mom's either busy being pregnant or going after the father, making sure he's all good, all okay. And then we have Edwin, who's basically, he aspires to be just like his father. He wants to be a famous actor and all of that. And then our last point of view is Asia, who Asia is the younger daughter, and she is very feisty, but also really has the middle child syndrome of she doesn't really know where she fits with the family. Her sister is a good bit older than her. She's not really close with her sister. So she's just trying to find her place in the world. Now, why is there a book on this random family from history? It is because there's a son in this family, John Wilkes Booth, who is infamous. He was the man who shot Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln would later die from that gunshot wound. And so it's really just showing how this man came to be that way, but not at his perspective, maybe from the perspective of his family, just how we can see how he was raised and the life that he lived. And obviously with this family, you're only going to hear about John Wilkes, but you're not going to really hear about the other members of the family. So we're just going to hear about the other members of the family and what it was like growing up along with somebody who goes on to kill a United States president, the most powerful man in the world, you know? So I'm loving this. It's going to be a 5-star, but I did want to tell y'all what it was about before going into it. And let's see, what page am I starting on tonight? I am starting on page 364 with Lincoln and Willie. The night update, shall we? So I got to page 391. Gettysburg just happened, significant moment in history there. But let's go 91 minus 64 is 27. So I have read over 100 pages today. Good for me. Yesterday I read 170, so that's pretty cool. But let's put into Goodreads what page I got to. I got to page 391. Again, just have to remind myself. So I read, what percent did I get to is what I got to 83%. So I read 8% in that sitting. Let me just put the desk jacket back on here, and then we will talk about my ebook, which is The Mist of Avalon. So what is The Mist of Avalon about? So this is a retelling of King Arthur. This is the King Arthur stories, but at the perspective of the women. So we have Igraine, and then we have Morgane, Morgause, Vivian, Guinevere, all those people. So Morgane is my favorite, and Guinevere is kind of annoying me, but Igraine has definitely been my least favorite. So with the original King Arthur, like the main King Arthur book, I was not a huge fan of. I DNF'd it, but this I am enjoying a lot more, and it is my ebook. And for December I am focusing on fantasy, so that is why I went and I chose the, oh, this fell out, the longest fantasy book on my TBR to do as my ebook. So I am making my way through here. I will be starting on page 625. It's Thursday, and I'm definitely not thinking about picking up another book. I'm like, what if I read a short story or a poem every morning when I woke up? Don't know, but I am thinking about it. I feel like it could be nice, but I have to see which short story collections I have and so on. But I am thinking about it. So let me know if you guys think that's a good idea to have 4 books going at once. But again, with a short story, it would only, or short story or poem, it would only be one every morning. So I don't know if that's something that I'm going to do or not, but let me know your thoughts. Do you think it's a good idea? Would you do something like that? Are you doing something like that? Have you done something like that? Let me know in the comments. Oh, so sweet. What an icon. Love. Hey guys, so it is time to read now. We are having some nice warm weather, so I am in here. Might read out there. I don't know. The chairs are probably wet, but I will investigate and see where's the proper place to read outside, because it's like 70 degrees and I am taking full advantage of that because we love warm weather. I would read outside even if it was like not, like if it was like 20 degrees cooler, but it's all good. So we are getting into the Lincoln Highway, starting on page 386. I don't know what speed we're starting the audiobook at. Let's see here. Audible, where are you? Where art thou, Audible? We are going to be starting at the 2.4 speed. Let me put it there. So therefore I have 2 hours and 12 minutes left of the audiobook, so hopefully we can finish this today, but I don't have hopes high. Like, it's fine, it's December, I don't have a strict TBR this month, so it's gonna be fine if I don't finish it, but it would be really awesome to finish a book because I feel like it's been forever. It's been a week since, or maybe a little, like 8 days since I finished a book, so I really want to finish one because I'm reading a lot of long books at the moment, so it will just be satisfying to finish something. But I do want to show y'all my outfit of the day. So this top, well, we know this is like my Catholic saint necklace. It's from Amazon, but I chose the charms and everything that's on it. But this top is a thermal top and all. It is from Urban Outfitters. I got it on, was it Black Friday? I guess. And then this is from a small business on Etsy. If I can remember the name, I will let y'all know. And yeah, the anxiety patch left like this outline on it, so I've just been scrubbing every time I wash my hands. But then I do have on this little, it's like, it can be a dress really if you want to go really short, but it's kind of a mesh top, as y'all can see. It's like an actual top all the way. It is from Free People, and these pants are Fashion Nova, and I'm just wearing my Crocs and my Bath & Body Works socks right now because we're just staying comfy. I'm probably gonna wear these when I go out to Buc-ee's later as well. No jacket today because, as I said, it is not cold, so I'm super happy with the weather. I haven't brushed my hair in a little while, so I do need to do that, but that is irrelevant right now. I'm going to go read. So you guys saw inside of Buc-ee's. Let me show y'all everything that I got. So obviously I showed y'all all the Christmas stuff, so I did get one of those shirts, which I think y'all saw me get, so let me show you it unfolded. So this is the back that says it's not about what's under the tree, it's about who's rocking around it. And then the front, they did have the stuffed animal beaver with the Santa hat, which would be really nice, but again, I don't have a lot of places to put stuff. So then I got this ornament. It's Bucky the Beaver as a cowboy with a little candy cane, so it's still festive even if he is a cowboy. And then food. We did get these classic chips. I've never had their chips before, so going to try that out. Then I got a Coke, just classic, you know. And then I didn't see any sugar cookies, so I'm gonna eat the chocolate chip, which is fine, but obviously I prefer sugar cookies. Then we just got our sandwiches that we get every time, and that is what I got at Buc-ee's. Guys, we didn't end up finishing the book today. I mean, I am thinking, what if I picked this up during the 9 o'clock reading hour, but I still wouldn't have enough time because I have like over an hour left of the audiobook, so there's just not enough time in the day for it. So we got to page 490, so we did read over 100 pages. We read 104 pages to be exact. So let me put into Goodreads that we got to, what was it, 490. Just wanted to confirm that's what it was. And I do have another thing to say about this book once I get this all in Goodreads. It's taken forever to load because this is the slowest app known to man. Let's get off the Wi-Fi because also we all know my Wi-Fi sucks. And that did it. So 490 is the page we got to, which is 85%. So yeah, I should definitely finish this tomorrow. And actually, I read some of oh, hold on. No, I told you I had thoughts. This reads like a classic. Like, if it was a classic that, like Hemingway or something like that era of classics, you know? So I don't know if that would be more of a modern classic or what. But it really reminds me of a classic. So I'm like, is this gonna go down being a classic? But it just the writing style really reminds me of that era. And I don't know, maybe it's just because when the story takes place, like the 1950s, post-war America, that may play into it. I'm not exactly sure, but it just reminds me of a classic. Like, it's giving off that same kind of vibe. But there's what 85% of a book looks like, and then what is that, 15% right there. So hopefully we will finish this tomorrow. Like, I have high hopes. Like, we should finish this in one sitting tomorrow, because I think it's only like an hour and 15 minutes that I have left, and hopefully we finish it, but we will begin into booth later. It's time to get into booth. And actually yesterday I read 156 pages. I like to tell y'all when I get over 150 pages read, because that does mean I put a sticker in my reading journal, which is always fun. So we're starting in booth on page 391. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so I didn't finish the book. I got really close to, as you can see, so we're definitely going to be finishing this tomorrow for a fact, but it's like everything is set. We know what's going to happen now. And it's just like, oh my gosh, like the tension, the nerves, just, you can definitely feel it. Now, where is my pen? Okay, because I'm already under my blankets because I didn't get a shower tonight, because I just did not feel the need to, because I was attempting to finish this book, but I still have like 30 pages left, so it's not really doable. So again, let's see. I got to page 433, so 433 minus 391 is 42 pages. And yeah, as I said, it's all set in stone. We know what's going to happen, and it's just like, how would the author go about this? So for percentage-wise, I am at 92% of the way through. So next we will begin into the Mist of Avalon. Let me actually get that here. Let's see, hopefully y'all stand because you're on my bed. I know I haven't been at my desk. It's just my desk chair. I'm using it as storage right now, if you can see all that. Because the Christmas tree's in the way to get some of the stuff out that I want to move out of this room, and we're waiting for Christmas to be over, basically. So in the Mist of Avalon, I read this last night. I usually don't read in here on Wednesdays, but for some reason my mind was like, yeah, we're reading tonight. So I did. And so we're going to be reading again tonight. Start on page 663. There's the updates for Thursday. Friday. So you're not on the tripod yet, because I've done a ton today. So the other day I got a package. It had my address on it and then another address, like 2 different stickers. I was like, maybe it's a gift or something, because I hadn't ordered anything on Amazon, but you know, sometimes I pre-order stuff as well. So I went ahead and opened it. Sorry, I have a thing in my mouth, but so I opened it, and it was not something I ordered. It was like a costume, like a Christmas costume, and then a little reindeer hat. I was like, I didn't order this, and I don't see a note, so I don't think this is for me. And so I took it to the UPS store, and they were like, you have to take it to the hub if you want to return it. So I go to the hub, and they are closed for the next hour for lunch. So I just drove around and back to the hub, and they took it, and hopefully it gets to the person that it was supposed to go to. But we are going to read now. So yesterday I ended up reading 195 pages. Yeah, so quite a bit. That's the most in a while. But we're going to get into the Lincoln Highway now. I usually don't read at 3 on Fridays, but honestly, I just have nothing to do, so why not? And I want to watch The Polar Express tonight, which last year I didn't get to watch it because I had to pay to watch it, and I didn't want to pay. But it's on HBO Max this year, so I am going to get to watch it, and it's my favorite Christmas movie. Love that movie. And I usually watch it on Christmas Eve, but this year I'm doing it tonight because we would have Polar Express Day on like the day before Christmas break, and that is today for schools in my area anyway. So I figured it'd be fitting, so I'm going to do that. And probably have some hot chocolate, because y'all know, oh my gosh, my voice went out, because y'all know the hot chocolate song is lit. But with the Lincoln Highway, we are going to be starting on page 4 90. Time to talk about the Lincoln Highway. I did finish it. I read 86 pages today. And honestly, I think I might be being a little bit harsh giving this a 2.5. That's what I'm rating it, because if I go back and think to all of the books that were nominated for the Book of the Year prize at Book of the Month, or at least on all the books that I own that were on the long list, you know, and then on the short list. Was this the worst out of all of them? I don't know. Like, I feel like A Flicker in the Dark could have been, but I don't remember what I rated that. But let's go into my review before I go off and write it. So characters are the biggest flaw here for me. I couldn't connect to any of them. I didn't really care what was happening. In the synopsis, we only have advertised of Emmett and his brother Billy, but then we got a ton of other point of views that took away. I generally do think they took away from the story of Emmett and Billy. Atmosphere is where this flies. The author, Towles, I guess is how you say it, he was really an artist painting a picture here. He did a great job at painting America in this time period and showing middle America and showing America in the 1950s, as I said, that time period, and he did a fantastic job with that. The writing was great and it did read like a classic. Like, I can tell why people love this, and there were a lot of scenes I did want to annotate, even though I'm not annotating this month. And then the plot, I didn't really care for the plot because it's not what it was advertised to be in the synopsis. And then I didn't care about the characters, so I didn't really care what they were doing with their lives. So I didn't really care for this book. I didn't hate it. I didn't really have any feelings towards it whatsoever, but I do think on reread I could have a better time with it. That being said, to continue my project of reading the books that were nominated for the Book of the Year prize, I will be picking up The Love Hypothesis, which I think is the last one other than Tomorrow, that I have to read to see what I think will be what I would say the Book of the Year is for Book of the Month. This is a big difference from the Lincoln Highway. This is a romance and all, but I am going to be starting on Monday, so therefore I'll tell you all the synopsis on Monday. But I'm gonna go make some pig in the blankets and then pick up Booth later. It's only a little later. I ate my dinner and now I am here and Fred is here, as you can see, his tail. But it's time to finish Booth. That kind of sounded Canadian, but it's time to finish Booth, and I am super excited because even though the last one was like a 2.5, this one's definitely a 5-star, and as I told y'all, we have a lot of tension happening as we know what's about to happen. People are about to die. It's going to be wild, so we are starting here on page 433. And here's Fred, and of course he has to be laying on my phone and my headphones. I don't know why he always has to do that. Do your cats lay on your phones? And it's not even like that warm. I would understand if it was warm, but it's not. So why do you do that, sir? Why? He has no answer for himself. I finished Booth. I read 33 pages and it's definitely a 5 out of 5. Some things I thought about while reading this, in this sitting and then reading the author's note. So this was before I read the author's note. I meant to tell you yesterday, it's kind of ways we can relate this to modern day. One way is how a lot of families have that one person who's an extremist with politics. Luckily for me, pretty much my whole family are on like the same terms of things, but a lot of people have that one very far right person in the family, one very far left person in the family, and it's just kind of, you have to step on eggshells around them, and I think that is very prevalent in this. And then another thing is when shootings happen or just crime in general happens, what happens to the family of the perpetrator? How does this impact them? And that's what inspired the author to write this book. Is she was thinking about mass shootings. How do those families go back into the communities where someone they loved was a monster and did terrible things, killing people, killing multiple people? How do you go back to life after that? How do you come to terms that someone you loved is a monster and did something like that? And that's what the author was going through while reading this. And then when she was in the final stages, like January 6th happened. And obviously, as this takes place a lot during the Civil War, the build up to that, the aftermath of that, they're similar things. But the characters in here, we go through the point of view of 3 siblings of John Wilkes Booth and of how their lives... This is so hard to talk about because it's always hard to talk about a book that you love, in my opinion. So it goes through the 3 lives of these siblings and what life was like in the 1800s and how their life just impacted them and how certain things led to certain things. So how, and then the impact of their brother, of what that crime did to impact their lives. But I don't think this mainly revolves around that. I think it is a build-up and all. And then we go through this whole time until their children, all the way to their deaths, and we never really lose interest in them. They develop throughout this whole story. Atmosphere, I think this was great for this time period. I haven't read that many things set in the 1800s, and it is a time period that I do want to know more about. And as this was mainly set on the East Coast and the Booth family is from Maryland, which I only say Maryland is my second home, it was interesting to see places that I know be mentioned in the Maryland and DC area, Richmond, all that corridor. The writing, fantastic writing. I'm about to go look up other books that Karen Joy Fowler has written because I need them. And then the plot, obviously fantastic. And as I told y'all, thinking about mass shooters today and thinking about what goes into making somebody do something like that, what happens to their family, just the whole idea behind that is very fascinating. And to see it portrayed in a historical fiction, and just to think how different a crime committed 150 years ago is compared to now, just going between the two of how they're different, how they're alike, is very fascinating. I think the author did a fantastic job here. This is how a historical epic should be written, and I absolutely loved it. So my next mood read is probably my most anticipated book of the month, but it's like, can any book live up to this, like, this month? I do not know. But that is A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms by George R. R. Martin. A century before Game of Thrones, 2 unlikely heroes wandered Westeros, but we will be getting into this tomorrow, so I'll tell you the description then. But I know it's an illustrated right there. I didn't really realize, but yeah, this is illustrated like all throughout, which I didn't really know that it was, so that's kind of cool. But we will get into this tomorrow. I'm still gonna get into Mist of Avalon later, but I just want to give you all my updates on Booth. It is Mist of Avalon time, and we will be starting on page 712. Happy weekend. I hope you're all having a great weekend so far. But I read 166 pages yesterday. But let's talk about the books that we are going, or at least the first book that we're, my finger got stuck on the tripod. The first book that we're going to be starting today. Look at a little halo. So the first book that we're going to start today is A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms by George R. R. Martin. This is the only book in the A Song of Ice and Fire universe that I have not read, because I've been doing it in like chronological order. Well, I read the whole original series, then Fire and Blood, and then this would come next in chronological order. So what is it about? So let's see, do they have a little, featuring more than 160 new illustrations? No, that's not what it's about. So before Tyrion Lannister and Podrick Payne, there was Dunk and Egg, a young, naive, but ultimately courageous hedge knight. Sir Duncan the Tall towers above his rivals in stature, if not experience, tagging along his diminutive squire, a boy called Egg, whose true name is hidden from all he and the Duke encounter. Though more improbable heroes may not be found in all of Westeros, great destinies lay ahead for these two, and as do powerful foes, royal intrigue, and outrageous exploits. So there's what the end pages look like. Quite beautiful. And this was, I don't know how much this was, $30. So I mean, that's like the usual price for a hardback. I think I got this in Augusta, Georgia a few years ago because I wanted the hardback and I just like could not find one. I'm actually not sure what year this was published. 2015, but I didn't start reading the original series until I think 2017. It's whenever season 7 was airing is when I started the series. I have so many great memories because it's my all-time favorite series, but like just great memories of getting into that universe for the first time and all of that. So tell me down below, what is your favorite fantasy series that you've ever read? So, and you can say TV show as well, as this is a TV show. And this one is being made into an animated TV show, or I think it's a TV show. It might be movie, I'm not sure, but there is going to be an animated version of this book. Now, I'm not a huge fan of animation, even though I watched The Polar Express last night, which is the greatest animated movie ever made. But it's the greatest Christmas movie, greatest Tom Hanks movie, all in my opinion. So I will probably watch it anyway, how it's animated. Like, I've watched Star Wars animated things, so it's like, that's not a huge deal, even if I'm not a huge animated person fan. And my pen just got all of my bed sheets, not my comforter. But yeah, I just want to tell you what this is about. I'm not starting right now, but I will be starting later today. Let's do just a tiny update because it is the weekend, so we don't do like as many reading updates. So basically, so far I am finding Egg annoying, but he's 8 years old. But that's the thing, sometimes kids can be written where they're not annoying, but then let's go into our next point because they're kind of gonna go together. So I can really feel the emotions of Duncan, because he's obviously finding this kid annoying, and it has gone better as the story's gone on. So the longer they've gone to know each other, obviously he would be less annoying. So because they are getting more well adjusted to each other. So I think that plays into it. And honestly, I just love all the lore that I'm getting here. There's been references to both TV shows for just the TV watchers. If like you picked this up, you can pick this up without reading the main series to let y'all know this is a standalone, or there might be some coming out later, but as of right now, this is a standalone. So there are 3 books in this book to show y'all. Let me show you. So the one I'm reading right now is The Hedge Knight. So I'm just gonna read all of this one today, which is 118 pages. I'm currently on page 56. So that's my plan. There's 3 books in here. So then read like one tomorrow and then make it through the next one just throughout the whole week. And it's about 350 pages in length, so a pretty average sized book. But I had to go, I got both of these out. So I first got this one out because this is all on the Targaryens, and when this book is taking place, the Targaryens are on the throne. So I was like, I need a family tree out here. But I forgot that this is a book 1 in a series, or in a duology. So it doesn't go as far as this book takes place in the future. It's like 2 generations down from this, I'm pretty sure. So I had to get this one out, which is the most beautiful book I own. And it does go, so we are like this general area. So about 2 generations before the characters of Game of Thrones. And then let's do 1, 2, 3. We do meet him as a baby on House of the Dragon, so we can say 4 generations from House of the Dragon. So we're closer to Game of Thrones than we are for House of the Dragon. For all of you people who don't know that much about the Song of Ice and Fire universe, or maybe you only know about the TV shows, or maybe you just haven't picked up this book and are curious and want to know what kind of atmosphere you're going to be getting dropped into. Alright, I got to where I wanted to, which was page 119 in all of book 1. Now where is my pen? There it is. So 119 pages read today. That is quite a bit. It was 33% of the book, and oh my gosh, stuff is going everywhere. So okay, 119 pages. Okay, so the characters are great. I feel like George R. R. Martin, he's a pro at characters. Like, I'm really liking Duncan, and yes, I'm enjoying it. Atmosphere, yes, I'm loving all the lore. I'm just being back in Westeros because I love it. It's one of my favorite settings. The writing, again, fantastic writing, nothing wrong there. Plot, this isn't the best thing I've read in this universe. That's not to say it's bad. Like, I'm obviously enjoying it. It's like a 3-star, but as I said, not the best. But this is very light compared to his other works, and to me it reads kind of like a fairy tale. I don't know, it just kind of reminds me, that kind of reminds me of King Arthur as well, like their knights going around the kingdoms doing what knights do. And yes, so we will continue with this tomorrow. And I accidentally told y'all we were starting 2 books today. I got ahead of myself. On Monday we're starting a new book, but we will begin Into the Mist of Avalon later tonight. Into the Mist of Avalon now, starting on page 759. So we are towards the tail end. I think I'm currently at 85%. Everybody's stories are starting to wrap up. So this is a series, so I'm really curious how it's going to go, because basically my girl Morgane just went into retirement, kind of like retirement in medieval terms, you know what I mean? So I'm like, what's the next one going to be about? Like, I'm super curious of how it's going to continue from here. I'm not going to be reading this series back to back. It's just not, I'm not that gripped by it, and I just don't feel like doing that right now. But I mean, I do think I will continue the series at some point, especially after I read the description of what the next book's about and all of that, because I do not own it or anything like that yet. But I am going to get into reading now, and I'm going to be playing Crusader Kings. I need to take that thing off while I listen. And I am going to use some of my bath bombs tonight, because basically I'm like a week behind with my bath bomb usage, because I ordered these on Black Friday. So it just, and they do have to come through customs because they come from Canada. It took a little longer to get here because obviously with the holidays, so many people are buying things. Y'all know the mail service just gets so a lot, like they have a lot going on, which is obviously totally understandable. So I got it a week late, so I'm just having to make do, and I'm gonna use one of those bath bombs tonight. Not sure which one yet, but you can follow me on Instagram to see where I do post my bath bombs. I do need to edit this video in the past past 2 days, because I do want to watch The Grinch tonight, because I did see it's on HBO Max, the Jim Carrey version. Which I used to not be a huge fan of that version, but I think the Who's look funny and I like making fun of them. I'm so terrible, but their fiction is okay. I can make fun of them, but I'm probably gonna watch that tonight. Well, not probably, like I am gonna watch that. I just got home from my grandma's house. It is Sunday, and I got some early Christmas gifts, so just wanted to show you some of these things. So this is Anguished English, an anthology of accidental assaults upon our language by Richard Lederer. I've never heard of a name like that. But just, you know, if somebody doesn't use a comma and the sentence comes off very awkward, like that kind of thing, it's funny. And then this one is Secrets of the Heart, Meditations of Kahil Gibran, author of The Prophet. I feel like The Prophet's well known, but I am not. So it seems like this is a Lebanese writer, The Prophet. But this, and then the Stanyan Street and Other Sorrows by Rod McEwen. Sorry. Look, like, this is really fascinating how books were made. This was 1968. Like how it's turned down like that. Like this one was like that too. And this one was 1970. Then this one, Iconic Mythology by Edith Hamilton. And then this one, it's not 100% gift yet, so I don't want to show it yet because we're not sure if I own it already or not. But then some Wedgwood plates. I'm not going to take them out, but they're for the bicentennial from 1976. And then this was a book that was mine back like 20 years ago. That is Reindeer Moon, written by Mark Kimball Moulton and illustrated by Deb Strain. And look how nice, like, do they make things like that anymore? Super nice how it all comes like that. But I might do an ASMR video of that later this week. But I got some french fries I cook out because I was feeling kind of nauseous, and I know it's because I'm hungry, because it's been a while since I had breakfast. So I am going to go just snack some, and then we will get into a night of the Seven Kingdoms sometime later today. Trying to vlog with my dogs barking. Oh, she's running. Okay, so hopefully since she's close she'll stop. But oh, never mind. So we're gonna be starting in the Night of the Seven Kingdoms on page 119, and then I will update y'all once I finish reading, or maybe in the middle if I have thoughts. But here we go. All right, it is time to wrap things up for the week. I totally left the dust jacket over there, but we got to page 233. I really didn't think I'd be able to do it just because I got home late today, might have took a 10-minute nap, but let's all do the math here. So it's over 100 pages, obviously. So 233 minus 119 was 114 pages. So one more page than yesterday. Or no, it's not. 5 pages less than yesterday. My bad. So 114, that's still a ton. So 233, let's put that into Goodreads and then do our end of the week wrap up. And that puts us at... can unplug from the charger. 65%. So I am definitely flying through this. It's obviously, in my mind, it's not as exciting as his other books. It's not boring, but it's not. Like for my fantasy, I like political intrigue, like court intrigue, when this is more, you know, knights and that kind of thing, which obviously some people are really into that. But I did really like this story because it's 3 stories. So the second story has been my favorite. We have Roanne Weber, who I knew from reading wiki pages. Like I've really enjoyed her from those. So actually reading about her. If you don't know, that's Tywin's paternal grandmother. And so the Lannisters are descended from her. Loved her, and just she gave me so much inspiration for my own characters, and that's something that I love about reading and writing, is getting inspiration and being like, oh man, I wish I could write somebody like that. But yes, so I am enjoying that, and then we will get into the Mist of Avalon tonight. So by the Kindle app, I'm 90% of the way through, but we always know that Goodreads has something else in mind. So let's do the end of the week check-in. So for my currently reading, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, which is the Tales of Dunk and Egg 1-3 by George R. R. Martin, I am 65% of the way through. And again, this is by, hold on, I need to make sure I updated it. Okay, yeah, I did. For The Mist of Avalon, this is for the Goodreads version, which is different than the Kindle version. So The Mist of Avalon, which is book 1 in the Avalon series by Marianne Zimmer Bradley, I am 79% of the way through. And then with my 2022 reading challenge, we hit my biggest goal ever, or not even my goal, but the biggest number ever. I hit triple digits. So I've read 101 books this year when my goal was 80 books. So I'm 24 books ahead of schedule, and at 126% of the way past my reading goal. But I will see you guys tomorrow on Monday. I think that's going to be the last day in the vlog. So it seems like this book will be finished tomorrow. I did not watch The Grinch last night, I should tell you all that, because I didn't have time. And I barely slept last night anyway, so, you know, fun times here. But I will see y'all tomorrow. It is super bright today, and I have not brushed my hair or did my skincare. I literally just brushed my teeth because I was like, I need to film. So it is Monday, so it's probably the last day of this vlog, and I got some gifts in the mail. So the note didn't say who it was from, so whoever it is from, thank you very much, because I am super excited for both of these. So the first thing is this book. I mean, what a cover. And it is called Manhunt by Gretchen Felker Martin. So Beth and friends spent their days traveling the ravaged New England coast, hunting feral men and harvesting their organs in a gruesome effort to ensure they'll never face the same fate. Robbie lives by his gun, one hard-learned motto: other people aren't safe. After a brutal accident entwines the 3 of them, this found family of survivors must navigate murderous turfs, a sociopathic billionaire bunker brat, and awkward relationship dynamics, all while outrunning packs of feral men and their own demons. So it seems like it's kind of dystopian, end of the world, and it's a horror. And it seems like it will give me anxiety, which is good. Like, I love, like, a lot of horror doesn't, but science fiction will. And so this seems like it's kind of mixing those two. So I feel like it is actually going to have me scared. And obviously that's what horrors are supposed to do. So super excited. And then I also got Rush Hour, so a traffic jam logic game, 40 new challenges. This was one of my favorite games as a kid, and it's just great to keep your mind working. And I do think this would be awesome for ASMR. So definitely going to do some ASMR videos with this, because I think it'll just sound very nice. Just like hearing the pieces in there sounds really nice. And then my unplugged book box came today. So this is potentially my last one, just because they send a bunch of random stuff where it used to be a lot of very useful stuff, and now it's just a bunch of stuff for tea, and I am not a tea drinker. I don't make my own tea. I just drink sweet tea and no other kind of tea. So I'm like, this is kind of pointless for me, and I end up rehoming the stuff, giving it to Goodwill or giving it to my grandma or somebody. So here we go. So the Cursed Unplugged book box, December 2022 adult fiction box. And it says this is a fiction box, but the majority of the time it's just thrillers or basically things that seem fantasy but aren't fantasy all the way. And I'm like, that's not a real variety to me. I read every single genre, and I feel like this does not really give you that variety. So first things, we have something that I can use. This is Phantom Wood, Petroker, Dark Woods and Secrets, and this is a bubble elixir, so bubble bath. This, not sure, I don't want to open it in case it's something that I might end up unhauling. Then their adult tea party set, which I do think these are super cute. So it's a teacup that is Wizard of Oz, but again, I don't really have anywhere to display them. I'm keeping it though. I'm gonna keep that because they are really cute. And here, I've been liking the candles too. So, I mean, so far it seems like I'm liking everything that's in this box. So let's see what the candle is this month. And these are like decorative candles. So the Chosen One, Poppy Essence of Lush. So is this a book? I've never heard of it. But this, they're such good quality. Love that. Then we do have Medusa's Curse Chocolate Mint Flavored Coffee. I do not drink coffee, so I'm just going to be giving this to a family member that does. Good thing Christmas is this week because I can just stick it in one of the bags. So we have our book here. And we do have a note from the author, but I'm not going to get into that. And yes, this stuff, all it does is get in my clothes. Okay, so, and they have been doing hardbacks recently. They haven't always done hardbacks, so right now it's looking like I'm not going to stop my subscription because I liked the majority of the stuff that came this month. Okay. But I'm thinking it's going to be some kind of magical realism or fairy tale retelling by that. And it's not really something I'm extremely interested in. But we shall see. Why do books have to come in this much plastic? Like, it's bad for the environment. It's hard to open. So yeah, this, if I saw this, I'd be like, that's fantasy, but also it looks like a vampire, so that's not what I signed up for when I signed up for this box, because every other box is fantasy books, and I'm like, I'm not really that into fantasy at the moment. I used to, like 4 years ago, I was really into fantasy, but now I'm like, I'm in my, like, I like historical fiction, it's my favorite. But let's see if I can get into this. Okay. How long nails and still can't get into it. Okay. I mean, really pretty editions of books, but yeah. So when Orina awakens in a field of blood and body, she is devastated to realize the patchwork of death was caused by her own hand. So yeah, this is straight up fantasy. Yeah, like, I guess this is like a fantasy romance. Yeah, not too exciting to me. Let's see what's inside of the book. I mean, yeah, as I said, these book editions are really pretty, but they're just not things. Oh, and then this, not things I'm extremely interested in, but I'll give it a go and see what happens. You never know. Yeah, we are starting a new book today, that being The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Very decisive romance. I've heard people hate this book. I've heard people love this book. So it's going to be interesting to see where I fall on the spectrum. So this is, it was originally published, or originally like online, like, you know, as a fan fiction about Reylo. Reylo is Kylo Ren and Rey from Star Wars. And I don't know what the whole, or I guess it was the same story, but they just had, you know, the names Keller and Ray. But obviously to publish, you can't do that. So this is when a fake relationship between scientists meets the irresistible force of attraction. It throws one woman's carefully calculated theories on love into chaos. Soon we're, originally from Italy. She lived in Germany and Japan before moving to the US. I've been to all of those except Japan. So yeah, it doesn't really say much else about her. Oh, if you go on, it does. So we are going to get into this. It took BookTube to convince me to pick this book up because I kept seeing it in vlogs and I was like, ooh, that does sound good. So this is originally from September 2021 and I am going to start now, and it's romance, so it should get through here pretty quickly. It's 356 pages in length. So I just got done filming my sit-down video of the week. I am nervous about it, like just the whole challenge thing that I'm doing. It's kind of nervous, but nerve-wracking, not nervous. But I am about to go downtown and at 5:30. It's 4:42 right now, so it's still a little while. But since I'm probably gonna be out for like an hour because it's like takes 30 minutes. Okay, maybe longer than that. Well, it takes like 15 minutes to get there, then go look at all the lights, and then like 15 minutes to get back. So I am going to miss probably about 30 minutes of my typical reading time. So I'm just gonna do some of that reading now, and that's all gonna be in the Love Hypothesis, and then go out, and then when I get home probably read some more. Oh my gosh, they're like I'm recording, you can't say stuff like that. let's do our evening updates. Yeah, y'all saw I went downtown, then I drove through some neighborhoods. This vlog has been the longest of Vlogmas so far, so apologies, but y'all were the ones who voted for me to do hour-long, like over hour-long vlogs, so that's on you. But I read 95 pages in here today, which is 26%. Did not expect to read that much, but it is romance. But also I think I could have read more just because we know I did a lot today. And tomorrow I might be going to Goodwill. I'm not sure, but obviously that won't take as long. But let me tell y'all my thoughts. So characters, at first I was like, I hate this man in the prologue, but I have liked him more and more as it's gone on, which is kind of like, yeah, that's how Olive is thinking. Olive is the female character, is that she thought he was an ass at first, and then she gets more into him or thinks he's a better person as the story goes on. So maybe we're supposed to feel like that, but it's not like at the point where I'm like, I hate him, I hate this book. Like there are some times where I will hate a character and that ruins the whole reading experience. Look at the Lincoln Highway, for example. But then there's times where I hate what they stand for, but I'm like, go off, Cersei Lannister. Olive, I don't really feel anything towards. Like, she's fine. I'm not picturing her as Daisy Ridley, like how, you know, this is a Raylo fan fiction. No, I don't see Daisy Ridley. I don't know. Daisy Ridley looks just really British, I guess, and I'm picturing this character, like, the character's Canadian, so, like, I have an image in my mind. Like, I can see this woman clearly, but I can't tell you, like, a celebrity that she looks like. She just looks like a normal person. But yeah, maybe because the character's name is Adam, like Adam Driver, is why like I'm picturing Adam Driver. And since Olive's name isn't Daisy, so I'm not picturing Daisy Ridley. I don't know, but atmosphere, yeah, that doesn't really matter. In romance, I honestly don't really care. The writing, there was a chapter over 30 pages long and I was like, excuse me, like, yeah, it's lengthy writing and there's just details that we don't really need. Like, I don't really care about some of the things. I don't care what you wear in the lab on an everyday basis, like just random things like that. And then plot, your typical fake dating plot. Like, does fake dating happen in real life? I don't know anybody who's done that, but I mean, somebody could have and they were just really good at it. Like, does fake dating happen? Like, I know in Hollywood it happens, but this isn't Hollywood. This is normal people. Like, it doesn't happen. But we will be getting into A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms at 9. But I did want to give y'all my update on the love hypothesis. It is almost time to read again. Let's see what page are we starting on. 233. So I'm obviously not going to be able to read this whole story tonight, as this one is about 120 pages in length, and I'm only going to be reading for 30 minutes. So, and I knew that going in that I wasn't going to be able to read all that in one day. It's probably going to take me about 3 or 4 days to finish that. But it is, oh, I didn't even tell y'all the name. It was Mystery something, right? Mystery Night. So I think this is where Summer Hall happens. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but it's a big event in A Song of Ice and Fire lore. And I really need to keep this pin closed because I've been keeping it open and things like that happen. So I need to do better. Ended up reading 23 pages, getting me to 72%. Look over there. But so I've read over 100 pages today. I will be getting into the Mist of Avalon here and finishing this book tonight, my last ebook of the year. I do know which one I'm going to be reading next month, but usually I would start the book in the same month, but since it is the last month of the year, I just want to have a clean slate going into December. So in the Mist of Avalon, I will be starting on page 842, but I'm going to be ending the vlog here. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a Christmas tree emoji if you made it all the way through. And as always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And don't forget to ring that notification bell to be notified when all my videos go live. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!